guys, this is a back class. This is a back class for those of you that have back pathologies. I'm going to keep this class super safe so that pretty much everyone can do it that has a back, any kind of back pathology. You can write to me and ask me though if I think that it's not okay for you. But this is a stabilising class. I'm not going to be moving anything around too much. I'm basically looking to soothe the spine with this exercise video. And this is a series that I would do myself once or twice a week to make my own back feel better. So we're going to start with a quadricep stretch. And we're going to release the quads by tucking the pelvis under slightly. I always start my routines by stretching my quadriceps. And all of you that work with me know that I pretty much start your routines with stretching your quadriceps. Those of you with bad knees, you're going to have to find another version of this to do if you want to do it. There's the standing version, or if it just doesn't work for your knees, just don't do the stretch. Okay, we're going to change sides.
How long do you normally hold the stretch for, Nat?
Between
30 seconds.
30 and 40 seconds. I don't know why I find that this particular quadricep for me is the first, when I herniated my spine 5 years ago, and I couldn't walk without a walking stick for at least 3 or 4 days, and I could basically do the rocky shuffle around the house. When I finally was able to do a little bit of movement, this was the first thing that I did, because for me, if you can do this with your knees and if you can do this with your injury, for me this is a fundamental golden stretch. It's stretching the quadriceps, it's stretching the psoas, it's stretching the ITB band. There's a lot of things happening in this stretch. We're going to do one more on each side. Be careful as well if your back is sore, you're not wanting to do this. Okay, that's going to only aggravate the spine. You want to try and drop straight down into it with a straight back.
Make sure your foot's under your knee, Nat, or a little bit in front.
Yeah, this needs to be aligned with your knee, and your hip bones are level, and you're tucking. You can increase the stretch by lifting the arm up. Okay, this is going to now go into the psoas. So by elongating the arm up, we are stretching the psoas, but in a really nice passive elongation way rather than bending the psoas. And this feels really quite good after, if anyone has been following my YouTube video and I've been doing the spider challenge. My psoas is getting pretty strong and it appreciates every single stretch I do afterwards. Today, after this video, after doing my better back video, I need to go and do 18 spiders. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it.
You can do it.
Okay, one more. Drop to the knee. Okay, we're going to tuck under. We're going to lift. So I'm elongating the psoas, stretching the quadricep. It's nice as well if you've got something to hold on to. My dogs are getting restless. They want to come out. So if they bark a little bit through this video, I'm very sorry. Okay, so I'm now going to sit on the chair. I'm going to take one leg up and across, and I'm just going to give my glutes a stretch. Optional, you can go forward or you can just sit. I'm going to choose to go forward today just a little bit to give my glutes an extra stretch. I'm going to hold that for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's a beautiful day here today in Barcelona. So nice to have the sun shining in. And I guess we all have to make sure we get a little bit of sun on our faces, because we are going into, how many days, Andy?
15.
15 days in lockdown. I'm hoping some of my Australian friends join me as well in these videos, and they'll keep you sane as well.
Keep your bodies well. How's that feeling, Nat?
Feels great.
position for spiders.
And then we're going to change sides, one more on each side. But you guys can do, I mean, you can sit in these stretches for as long as 40 seconds a minute if you want. I'm doing them a little bit quicker because otherwise you're going to be bored watching me stretch. But with all of these stretches, you can be sitting at the computer and then give yourself a quick glute stretch. Give yourself a quick quad stretch.
It's a good idea.
You know, we're spending so much time sitting on the sofa and sitting on our chairs and being online and doing all of this stuff. I'm going to try and incorporate into my program a little bit of chair workout as well. One more. That's fantastic. Pressing down on the knee as well, you're going to get that little bit more of an opening inside of the hip. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some stabilising exercises, which if you've followed some of my other videos before, you've seen them. But to be honest, you can't do enough of these exercises. Doing these exercises 2 or 3 times a week is fantastic for you. So we're going to start with the hip roll. You're going to lay on your back. You're going to feel your body. I also want you to go into your back and feel where you feel pain. And I want you to think of taking your respiration to that area of pain. So you're really taking healing energy in to wherever it is that your body needs to heal. So as I breathe in gently into my rib cage and I expand my rib cage, breathing into my muscles in between each of my ribs. And as I breathe out, I allow my stomach to relax down, to then contract my pelvic floor, to then contract my transverse abdominis muscle, which is the big muscle that's wrapping around the front and back of me like a corset. And then I let my legs float to the side. I'm not releasing my abdominals at all while I do this part of the exercise. This is the action, this is the work. I want your quadriceps to be relaxed and I want your hip flexors to be relaxed and your glutes to be relaxed. I take a deep healing breath in. I breathe out. I connect, and then I feel like my obliques are dragging. So my obliques are coming across here and they're dragging my legs back. I breathe in, I take healing energy in. I breathe out. I'm making those deep connections into my pelvic floor, my transverse abdominis and my obliques. I breathe in laterally into my rib cage. Every time feeling my intercostal muscles expanding, I breathe out and I drag my legs back. I breathe in. I breathe out. So I'm really controlling the whole exercise from my internal pulley system, which is my abdominals and my pelvic floor. I breathe in. I breathe out, dragging the legs back. In and out. The idea is to have everything else off, hip flexors off, quads off, glutes off. I breathe in. I breathe out. I'm then going to take my ball, place it between my knees, and take my hands behind my head. I bring my elbows slightly up so my arms are in a slight curve. I keep myself in neutral spine. I'm going to keep my hip flexors off. I'm going to keep my glutes off. I'm going to gently lift on a breath in. I'm going to breathe out and I'm going to contract. I breathe in, roll down, I'm breathing into my back. I breathe out and I connect. Every time I'm out, I'm breathing out, I'm connecting. The inhalations, I'm in a motion, and that is not the work. The work is when I'm up and I breathe out, and the work is when I'm down and I breathe out. Breath in, lift. Breath out, stay. Breath in, roll down.
Troops are restless.
Breath out and stay. In, lift. Breath out, stay. Really flattening as much as I can through my belly, flattening through my pelvic floor. In, roll down. Breath out and stay. We're going to go for 3 more. Breath in and lift. Breath out and stay. Breath in, roll down. Breath out and stay. Two more. In, lift. Out, stay. In, roll down. Breath out and stay. In, lift. Out and stay. In, roll down. Breath out and stay. Do I have one more to go? Mandy?
No, that's the last one.
Okay. We're now going to do 3 knee floats on each side, so you're going to take your feet away from you.
Would you normally ask people to use a pillow again, Nat, or do you think that it's fine?
It's up to you. If you have any neck pathologies and you feel more comfortable using a pillow, you can use a pillow, but it's also nice to feel all of your spine on the floor, so it just depends on how you're feeling. If you're feeling tense in your trapeze and things like that, yeah, chuck a head pillow in. There's no point in being uncomfortable.
No, I'd use a pillow.
Not at this time that we're in this corona crisis. Okay, so again, we're in neutral spine. Remember, all of these exercises are just stabilising. I'm taking a breath in. I'm breathing out. I'm slowly lifting the leg. Pelvic floor, transverse abdominis, and I want it done at this speed. I know it's boring to watch, but I want you to close your eyes and just listen to my voice. Breath in. Breath out. I'm connecting and I'm slowly lowering. This is on nice and strong. I'm not rocking from side to side with my hips. I'm not losing neutral. Deep breath in. Breath out. Obviously you can just lift your leg up and down without working your abdominals, but that is not the process of this exercise or the purpose. Breath in and out. Two more on each side. Deep breath in. I fill my rib cage with air. And out. And in. And out. In. Out. Connect. Pelvic floor. Transverse abdominis, make your belly feel like a flat dinner plate. The edges of the transverse are scooping up. Breath in and out. We've got one more to go on each side. In and out. In. Out. Last one. In. Out. Okay, so those 3 exercises, I call them my golden exercises. They're my micro movement exercises. They're exercises that I've been teaching for 24 years now. I never let any of my back clients come and see me without learning them and learning how to own those exercises. So you can practice those exercises as much as you want. They are absolutely fundamentally beautiful for the back and also really safe for your back, okay? You're not going to hurt yourself doing those exercises. How am I going for time, Mandy? Okay. Do I have time to do 2 side exercises and 2 on front exercises?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to lay down on your side. We're going to have the bottom leg bent. We're going to lift this top leg and then you're going to rotate the knee down to the floor, which we did in the other exercise video. My hip bones are level. I've got little people space. I want the muscles of the legs to be relaxed and the bones to be rotating. It's really important that we keep this shape. You can also use a pillow if you want under your head. I'm going to breathe out and lift. I'm not moving this hip bone. So what I'm doing in this exercise is I'm getting into my glute medius muscle, which is a great stabilizer for the body. Breath out and lift. And in. Out and lift. You'll see that I'm not moving my hip bone. I'm not losing this little space for little people under here. Six more. 4 more. 3 more. And relax. Okay, I'm going to now teach one of Melissa Laing's favourites. I'm going to teach the, oh, I forget the name of it. Anyway, doesn't matter. And I've also been doing this exercise for all of these exercises I've been doing for 24 years, interestingly enough, or teaching them for 24 years. And I always go back to them when I go to do my own classes because for me they're just like, I don't know, they're like honey for the body. So your arm is going to be extended by your side. You're going to lift your leg to being level with your hip. And then you're going to extend your arm and you're going to extend your leg, okay? I've got my abdominals working, but then at the same time I'm going to plug my psoas in at the top. So I can't just release completely. So I breathe in, I relax, I breathe out, I lift the leg, and I extend the arm and I extend the leg. I pull down through my lats in my back and I'm pulling up through my psoas. In, release. Out, extend. This pulling through the psoas is important. Elongating through the side and release. We're going to go for 4 more. Pulling through here as well. 2 more. And changing sides. Okay, with all of these exercises as well, they're really intellectual exercises. You have to make yourself feel them. And anyone that's had a back injury knows as well that when you are doing these exercises, they may be boring, but we know how good they make us feel afterwards. So again, the setup is important. I rotate my leg down, my hip bone stays aligned with my other hip bone. I'm going to breathe out and I'm going to lift up. Little people space. My muscles are relaxed. My hip bone stays in the same spot. My heel is to the ceiling. There's a real sense of relaxation to the leg.
So going for 10?
6 more.
No, that was 6.
7.
7.
8.
That's 7.
7.
8.
8.
On the official counter.
9.
10, good. And then we're going to go straight into the side way. No, I can't remember the name of it, Mel, I'm sorry. Breath out and extend. Oh, couch's in the way. I extend my leg, I extend my arm, I pull in through my psoas. I release. Breath out, contract pelvic floor, contract transverse abdominis, extend energy through the fingers, through the feet, pull in through the psoas. And release. And release. And that pulling in through the psoas is important so you don't dislocate everything and take everything too far. That pulling in through the psoas is stopping that too much extension. Two more. Last one. Okay, how am I going for time, Mandy?
Sure, you can go to the front if you like.
Can I do two more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I learnt this one from a very amazing man called Andrew Baxter in Melbourne when I was 23 years old or 24 years old, doing a little bit of a mentorship with Andrew in Richmond. So basically, this is an exercise. This is really intelligent, and if you don't feel it, don't get stressed about it. But I'm going to give it a go teaching it. It's called the torque cat, and it's to get the multifidus muscles working. So you're going to be in a cat position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly the same again with the contraction. As I breathe out, I contract my abdominals on my pelvic floor. I'm then going to apply pressure down my right arm. I am not taking pressure off my left arm, but I've got more pressure down my right hand and my left knee. Okay, so there's pressure on these guys, but there's a lot more pressure on this one and this one. My eye gaze, and just my eye gaze, is going to go to the right hand. I then come back to neutral. I breathe out, contract. Then I take my eye gaze to the left. I take pressure down my left hand and my right knee. I breathe in, I come back to center. Breath out, abdominals, pelvic floor, right hand, left knee, right eye gaze. This is getting all that multifidus working on the back. In.
What are those muscles now?
Multifidus muscles.
And where are they?
They run all the way up and down the spine.
Perfect. And what's the sensation like, Nat?
Okay, the sensation I'm feeling is I'm feeling a lot of work happening in my abs, and I'm feeling that if I were to come and you were my student, I put my hand on your lumbar spine. This is the spine underneath and the muscles are on either side. And what I feel is as you go from one side to the other, so I feel the muscle go like this, and then when you change, I feel the muscle go back onto the other side. And that's how I see, that's how I can feel if you're doing it correctly in class, is I'm feeling for this like mountain wave rhythm of the muscle. Okay, we're going to do one more exercise because I'm getting that feeling that I'm running out of time. So we're just going to chuck a pillow between the legs. We're going to lay on our front. And we're going to do some glute squeezes and some tummy lifts. Hands go across, take a breath in. Breath out, abdominals, pelvic floor, and squeeze the glutes and the inner thighs. In, release. Breath out, abdominals, pelvic floor, glute squeezes. 2, 3, and release. This is another classic Melissa Laing Pilates exercise. Breath in, release. Breath out, abdominals, glutes. 1, 2, 3, release. Breath out, abdominals, pelvic floor, glutes. 1, 2, 3. release. And release. And release. I think as well, if you go on to Melissa Laing Pilates Studio YouTube, you'll see a lovely tutorial for this exercise. Breath out and squeeze. And release. And breath out. Actually, I think if you go on to Melissa's YouTube or my YouTube, a lot of these exercises you'll see as broken up and explained in much more detail by both of us. So if you're finding it confusing, you can go on and look at those YouTube sites and see each exercise broken up. Breath out and squeeze. We've got one more to go. And squeeze. And release. And then what would be nice is if you just lay there and relax and put a hot pack on your back, and that'll always make your back feel better. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed one of my back exercise series, and there'll be much more to come. Enjoy your day or your night, depending upon when you're watching this.